Hi, welcome back. So this video is about how you can run basic commands in the terminal. Learning terminal commands is crucial. You must know how to run commands in the terminal for interacting with an operating system. Bash, which is also known as the Bourne Again Shell, is the default shell on many Linux and MacOS devices, and it is available in most of the other Unix based systems also. In this video, I will explain you in the simple possible terms, so you don't need to watch other videos again. If you are using Windows machine, you can download Git Bash. I will provide the link in the description box. In the future, I will create more videos with more complex terminal commands. This video might be little long, but I will provide the time stamps in this video. If you don't want to listen the description, but you just want to know the commands and how it works, feel free to do so. There might be more complex commands you need to learn, but in the beginning you must start from the basics. Okay, now we are on the terminal. So if you are on a Mac, you can type command space, there is a spotlight, then you can type terminal, and then this pops up here. In Linux, you can just find from the sidebar. But before we write some terminal, I want to explain you something so that it makes you clear. So nearly all commands you are gonna run has three parts. The first one is the program itself, and the second one is the option, and the third one will be any arguments that might go with the program itself. Well, it might be confusing or scary, but stick with me. We will go step by step so that you will know all the things after you watch this video. Now let's start running the first command. When you open the terminal, you need to know where the heck are you in the operating system, right? So for that, what you can do is you can type pwd print working directory. So if you press enter, it shows here me that I am on user Sudarshan and desktop. It means that I am on the desktop. So this is where mainly when you start some computer or some laptop, you will be in the desktop, right? So this is the first command always you need to remember. So you need to know where you are. So pwd tells you where you are. And the next thing is that, okay, you are in the desktop now. So you need to know what is there, right? For that, you can type ls. It says list. So you can see, okay, if I type ls, it says all in one folder. So this is similar to creating a folder. So just to relate this, if you can see on the side here, I have all in one folder, all in one folder here. So it is showing exactly here. But if you want to know, as I said before, there are options and there are arguments, right? Now let's provide some option here. I say lsl, it means that provide me in the long format. It shows you, okay, there is one folder and it belongs to certain person. It is created on certain date and certain time, right? It shows you in the long format. And list is the long format, and that is the argument of the program. So it's easier to understand you instead of like thinking too much. You have a program itself and you can provide some arguments to it. So that is the list, and L is the long format. Now next, let's do how we used to do in the UI, right? What you do, you will create some folder, right? You will do the right click. For example, here in the terminal, let's say we click the right click and there is a new folder, right? So we can create a new folder. Similar to that, in the terminal, you can type mkdir, which stands for make directory, and folder is called directory in this term. So you can type space and give a name. Let's say that directory 1. Let's press enter. As soon as I pressed enter there, you see that this directory 1 appears here. So now we created a directory. And what you do after you create directory, so you go inside it, right? So to go inside it, you can type cd, means change directory, because now you are in desktop, right? So you can say cd space di, and the good trick here, or not trick, but a good thing you need to remember is if you type di and then if you press tab, it will autocomplete that. So always in the future also, if you have a long name of your directory or something, you can just type some keywords, and then if you type tab, it will autocomplete that. And then if I type enter, now we are inside that directory. So the terminal also reflects that. If you see here, we are in the desktop, and now we are inside the directory. So now if you do ls, so there is nothing, because we just created that directory and then we went inside that directory. So now what we can do next is we can create a file inside the folder, right? So what we can do for that is it's similar to how you do something. You touch something and it's there. So there is a command called touch, touch, and then you can give the name. Let's say that file 1. The dot is the program and file 1 is the name of the file that you want to create. So if I do this, the file is being created inside that. How to see that? You can just type ls and there is the file 1. Just to reflect if it's created or not, you can go to this folder here. If you press, you see that there is a file 1 inside that folder. Okay, one thing now, as we run so many commands now, right? Our screen is all filled and our keywords are on the lower level of the terminal. How can we clear the terminal so that we go to the top of the terminal? So there is a program clear, clear. You type enter, it will take you to the top. You are still inside that directory, but it will just clear the terminal, so you are on top of that now. Now the self promotion part. If you find this video helpful, please like the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, so that it motivates me to create the similar contents in the future. Now let's get back to the terminal. Now let's create one more directory, but before that, we are now inside directory 1, right? What need to go back to the terminal? So what you can type is cd is change directory, and then you can type double dot and the slash. So it means that you want to go to one step back, right? So if you run this one, it will go back to the terminal. So now if you do ls, you see that there is directory 1. Now let's create another directory, mkdir, and we can say this is directory 2. So now we have 2 directories. Just to check that, we can type ls. It will show you 2 directories. That all in one is what I already have in my computer. So now let's say that you want to remove one directory. How can you remove? Let's say that we want to remove the directory 2 we just created, right? Similar to mkdir, which is make directory, you can say rm, which stands for remove, and you can type dir, it's directory, space, and you can give the name directory 2. So once you type this, now it's deleted. If you do ls, then there is just directory 1 and all in one, so 2 folders. So now we remove the directory, right? Now let's also see how we can remove the file. Let's go inside directory 1 here. Let's clear the screen. Let's do ls, that is file 1. How to remove this? For directory we have rmdir, but for just file you can type rm, remove, file, and let's do the tip tab. It auto completes the name. So if you run this, it will remove the file. So always remember, if you want to remove the file, it's just rm. If you want to remove the directory, then it is rmdir. So now if we do ls, the file is gone. This is how you can create the directory file and also remove the directory and the file. Okay, now we just created the file before, right? Let's do, and but let's say that what's the point if you don't write something inside the file and you just create it, right? There is another command similar to torch. Torch actually just creates the name of the file, but there is another command which you can type where you can write something inside it also. That is called nano. So it's nano, nano, and let's create the same name, file one. So we type enter, it will open a new window similar to what it's shown here. So now you can type something, okay, this is file one inside directory one. We write something, and on the bottom here you can see that there are different commands which you can run to write out, read, or all the things. But what we can now, let's say that we write something here, but we want to now go back, or let's save this, right? So what you can do, on the down it says control O. So if you type control and O, it will say okay, file name to write, and you can just write file name one, or if you want to change this, you can change it. I'm okay with this. File name is file name one. So here, if you can see there are many commands. Control Z is get help, Control C is cancel, and all these things. But I'm okay with this, then I will press enter. Now the file is being written. So we want to get out of this, right? So here is the command called Control X. So if you press Control and X, you are now back. And then let's see ls. Okay, there is a file one. And what if we want to see what we just have written on that file on the terminal itself? And you can do is cat, and then you can give the name of the file. So if you type cat and the file name, it prints on the terminal itself. This is really good command, so that you don't need to go inside the file. There are many commands to do this, but this is the best one that I like. So it's easy to remember also, like cat. Okay, now let's still go with two more commands. Let's say that you want to copy something and you want to rename something, or you want to move something, right? There are two commands. Let's first clear this. Now we are inside the directory one, but I will go back. It means cd dot and then slash. Now let's create one more directory again. So it's mkdir directory 2. So now the second directory is being created, right? Directory 1 and directory 2. Let's go with the move command first. Let's say that you want to move directory 2 inside directory 1, meaning that you have one folder, you want to move that folder inside another folder. So what you can do is you can mv move which you want to move. It will say directory 2. So you want to move the directory 2 space. So what is the destination you want to move? So mv space and the name of the directory you want to move, and the name of the directory where the folder has to be moved, right? So it's directory 1. So now the directory 2 will be inside the directory 1. Let's see. Okay, now if you go inside directory 1 and do ls, you will see that there is file 1 and directory 2. By the way, this mv command has another functionality also. You can rename the directory or file with the mv command. So be careful with that. Now let's see, let's say that we want to rename directory 2 to something else. We can do the same thing, mkdir 2, and let's say that this is folder 2. If you type enter and do ls, now it says file 1 and folder 2. So we renamed the directory to folder 2. Now there is one more command I want to go through in this quick start video of terminals. In the next video, I will explain more complex commands. Now let's still go with one more command, that is cp, which stands for copy. So let's say that we want to copy file 1 inside folder 2. What we can do, cp space, you can type file 1, you want to move that file inside folder 2, right? And you can type folder and tab, it says folder 2. It means that we want to copy file 1 inside folder 2. So this file 1 we want to copy to folder 2. Let's press enter. Now it's moved. Now let's do ls. Before, let's clear the screen and let's do ls. Now there is file 1 and folder 2. But you might think that, okay, I copied the file, but it's still there, right? But it's copy, we didn't move it, right? So the file is still there, file 1, but the same file has now been copied to folder 2. To check that, let's go inside folder 2, change directory folder 2, and then let's type ls. So here you will see file 1, which has been copied with the cp command. Before I complete this video, I will give you one bonus command. Let's say that you write so many commands now, and you might think, okay, I need to remember or something, right? But in terminal, it is saved as a history. So if you history in the terminal, and if you press enter, it will show you the history of the command. So if you see, we type all the different commands, and it can be restricted to how much you can show in the terminal, and the numbers here in front of the program or the command is how many commands I have already typed. So I have limited I have limited how much I want to show here, but you can see that it will be saved as a history in your terminal. So next time when you open the terminal, you can type history and it's there. Congratulations, you did it. Now know how to use the basic terminal commands. In the next video, I will create more complex commands. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. See ya.